In this video, I'm revealing the best A/B testing strategy that you can use to get more views on YouTube. A/B testing is when you test two thumbnails or two titles together to see which one is better. YouTube allows you to do this by clicking on the details of any video in the YouTube studio, scrolling down to the thumbnail section, clicking on these three dots, and then pressing this button right here. You can also find it right under the title. Once you're in this menu, you can choose to either A/B test your thumbnail, title, or both at the same time. And if you do this the right way, it can make videos that have flatlined for years suddenly get hundreds of thousands of views, or increase the amount of views that a video that is already performing well is getting. But if you do it the wrong way, it can stop a video's growth and lead to even a great YouTube video not getting any views. So after growing multiple channels to over 100,000 subscribers and A/B testing thousands of videos, I'm going to show you the right way to do it so that you can grow your channel much faster. Our goal with A/B testing is to increase the amount of people who click on our videos. The first thing that you need to do is determine your channel's average click-through rate, or the average amount of people per 100 that click on your video when they see it on their homepage. So to find our average CTR, we need to analyze our last 10 videos. Let's say we had this video right here. What we need to do is we need to find the average CTR for the first 24 hours of that video being live. And then we need to find the average CTR after 7 days. And then we need to find the average CTR after 30 days. And the reason why we need to do this is because we essentially have different average CTRs based on time periods on our channel. So this makes sense when you think about it. If you have a video that goes live instantly, it's going to get pushed out to all of your subscribers. And when that happens, you're naturally going to have a very high CTR at the start. And the reason for that is because, again, it's getting pushed out to all your subscribers. They're getting notified. And you basically are pushing your video out to the warmest audience. So it goes as high as it possibly can go. And then after 24 hours, it starts to get pushed to new people. And obviously, these new people are a lot less likely to watch your video, right? So the CTR will naturally drop. And then over time, as it gets pushed out to more and more new people, CTR will keep dropping. So typically your CTR after 30 days is going to be a lot lower than it is at that 24-hour mark. So this would be your 24 hours. Then this would be like your 7 days. And then this would be like your 30 days. You want to essentially figure out what the average is on each of these time periods. So let's say that our average CTR on this first video after 24 hours was 15%. And that's a really good CTR. And then after 7 days, it actually dropped down to 10%. And then after 30 days, we found that that video dropped down to 5%. That's kind of how it normally goes. So that is our first video. Then we need to analyze our second video. And maybe that one in the first 24, let's say 17%. Then after 7 days, it got, let's say 12%. Then after 30 days, that video went down to 7%. Now we have video 3. This one after 24 hours went down to 10%. Then after 7 days, this one went down to 5%. Then after 30 days, this video went down to 3%. So clearly this one is the best in the middle. This one on the left is about middle range. And then this one is pretty bad. So what you want to do is you want to do this with 10 videos. I'm only doing it with 3 for the sake of this video because it makes it easier to understand. But you want to find a real average because if you have 3 videos, they could be not the most accurate data. So what we want to do is now we want to average all of these out. So we have the 15% on the 24. So we have 15 plus 17 plus 10, right? So 15, 17, 10. And then what we want to do is we want to look at the 7 day. So that would be 10 and then plus 12 plus 5. And then we want to have 5 plus 7 plus 3. So this is the 24, this is the 7 day, and this is the 30 day. Now, what we need to do is we need to average these out. So this first one at the 24-hour is 42, and then we want to divide that by 3, right? Because we're only looking at 3 data sets. For you, you would add all 10 together and then divide by 10. So 42 divided by 3, 27 divided by 3. And then now we have 5, that's 12, and then 15. So 15 divided by 3. And now what we're going to do is find the average CTR. So the average CTR on here would be, let's find out. You can see my math skills not coming through here. That would be 14 is our average CTR after 24 hours. So now we know our average CTR, and this is one of the most important metrics that you need to know for your YouTube channel. So we have our 24-hour CTR, so 24 hours, and now we have 7 days, that one is 9, and then we have 30 days, which is 5. If our videos are not at these metrics, that means that we need to change our CTR, right? Because we're going to use this average CTR in order to base whether or not a video that we're posting has a good CTR or not, right? Because let's say we post a video in the first 24 hours. If it's above our average, let's say the video is at 16%, that means that that's probably a pretty good thumbnail. Or if it's below the 14%, let's say it's 12%, that means that we probably need to work and change the thumbnail. And that is where A/B testing comes in. So now it's time to get into actual A/B testing. And the key thing that you need to understand is that we never want to test more than one variable at a time. What that means is that we never want to test both the title and the thumbnail at the exact same time. And the reason for that is because if something worked, let's say that we tested that and it improved the CTR, we wouldn't know whether it was the title or the thumbnail. So it's much more effective to test one at a time. And that way we know exactly what actually helped the video, which can give us a lot of good data that we can use for the future. And it tells us that, hey, okay, this thumbnail change worked. Now we can also change the title and see if that helps as well. So now that we know our average CTR, let's dive in and I'm going to show you exactly how to A/B test in order to get the best results on YouTube. So we have our first 24 hours, right? Let's say that we post a video. So we posted this video right here. This video, unfortunately, isn't doing as well as we want. It's been 24 hours. This is the key, 24 hours, right? The thing is, we don't want to touch the video before 24 hours at all. And the reason why is because it just hasn't had enough time to really resonate with the algorithm yet. Sometimes if it's an extreme underperformer, you can identify this in the first, 1, 2, 3 hours, but usually I like to wait 16 to 24 hours before I change anything. And the reason why is because you never know, YouTube might send it out to the wrong audience at first and then they want to optimize it. So if at 24 hours, what you need to do is essentially go and see what the average CTR is. So let's say that the CTR after 24 hours was 11%. So that is below our average of 14%. We always want to try to at least be above this number. The specific thing here is after 24 hours, if your video on CTR right here is below this number right here, then what you want to do is actually not A/B test it. And let me explain. The thing is you have a very small window to completely save a video if it's underperforming. With A/B testing, yes, you can A/B test and you can completely save videos. We've done it all the time with me and my clients where we've seen a video that's been underperforming after 7 days or 30 days and we've A/B tested it and it's completely saved the video. But that is a lot less likely to happen than if you save it within the first 24 hours. That's because YouTube is still pushing it to its fullest. What we want to do is we don't want to actually wait the 7 to 14 days for a proper A/B test because it's just going to take too long. So if in the 24 hours, if you are at below your average CTR, what you need to do, you need to switch the packaging completely. We want to cut this thumbnail and we want to cut our title as well. We want to switch both the thumbnail. So this is version 2. This one is version 1. We want to cut version 1 and go to version 2 of the thumbnail and title. So we have version 2 of the title as well. So if at 24 hours, if it's below your average CTR, then switch to a completely new title and thumbnail concept. You don't want to A/B test at all. And then you want to really track this over the next few hours and see if it improves your CTR. So now we've posted this version 2. Let's say that our CTR has gone up to 15%. Then that is above our 14% average, right? So this is a check. And now we leave this one. However, we don't want to leave it forever. We want to revisit this at the 7-day mark. And like I said, on day 7, what normally happens is that you've seen that CTR be really high up at the start, and then it starts to drop down. So we want to essentially meet it here and see if we actually need to run an A/B test. So let's say that we have our thumbnail, right? We have our thumbnail and now it's dropped down to a 7% CTR after 7 days, right? So let's say a 7% CTR. If you'll remember from earlier in the video, our average CTR was 9% after 7 days. So what we need to do here, if your video is below the average CTR after 7 days, we need to run our first A/B test. So we have version 1, and then now we have or I guess this would technically be version 2 for going off of this video. Then we would have our version 3 thumbnail. So remember what I said, you usually want to A/B test one variable at a time. So we have our title on here. We have our title on here. This title should stay the same at day 7. We want to A/B test our thumbnail. So we're going to run just a simple thumbnail A/B test. We're going to test one variation of thumbnail. You can actually test more variations if you want. I typically only test one though. And what you're going to want to do is run that test. So we're going to see which one will win, this one versus this one. Let's say we run that A/B test and then this one has a 9% CTR, meaning it's a lot higher than this one right here. So this one has a 7% CTR, What we'll do now is we will go ahead and select this version, and this one will be the one that we go towards. So just to reiterate, at day 7, you are testing the thumbnail. If the CTR is below your average, you are not testing the title. And if your CTR is above the average, let's say that that CTR was already at 20% and then our average is 14%, then we just want to leave that. We don't want to touch it at all. If your click-through rate is above average, the CTR is not the problem. It's probably something in your editing, your storytelling, or your script. Now we are going to look at our 30 days graph. So what's most likely happened is that your CTR has started up here. It's fallen a little bit. So this is 24 hours. Then it's fallen a bit at 7 days, and then it's kind of kept going down pretty consistently over time until you hit 30-day mark. Now, what happens here is that you need to look again and see if you need to run another A/B test. So let's take a look. Let's say that your title and thumbnail we're at version 3, and then we have our title. What we need to do here is we need to see what our average CTR is. So let's say that our average CTR after 30 days is 5%, right? Because that's what it was when we analyzed it. This is our average. Now what we need to do is again contrast it. So we'll look at our current CTR. So this CTR is 4%, one below what we would kind of like to see. Now, if this happens, what we want to do is we don't actually want to test the thumbnail here. What we actually want to test is we want to look at the title, because we've already tested the thumbnail. We're already on the 3rd version of the thumbnail, or on the 2nd, if your CTR was above average in the start. What we want to do is we want to look at this title. We want to say, how can we make this a lot more engaging? Maybe we try a completely new title concept. Maybe we just spice up the current title. But now what you want to do is run a title A/B test. So we are going to A/B test this, and we're going to A/B test that between 7 to 14 days and see if we can get a higher CTR, because most of the time, if you've ran 2 or 3 thumbnail A/B tests, your thumbnail is probably not the problem. So it's time to A/B test the title. Let's say that we A/B test that and the title got us an extra 1% CTR. So now this turns into 5% with our new title. Now we are at our average and the video is good to go. If this video after 30 days had a 5% CTR already, we would not even need to A/B test it. We wouldn't even need to, because it's already good. And then what you can kind of see is that this line actually doesn't stop after 30 days. Obviously, your videos are being posted for a long period of time. So you're going to keep going and keep going and keep going until you hit like 1 year, 5 years, all of that. And what you kind of want to look for is you want to essentially analyze your average CTR at certain points on a bunch of your videos and just see if your videos ever drop below your average CTR. If they do, you should run an A/B test. It's the easiest thing you can do in order to make your videos perform well without really putting in much more work. So here, 1 year, let's say that it's below your average CTR. Now would be a good time to A/B test it. What the best channels in the world do, for example, Iman Gaji, is he has a team continuously monitoring all of his videos, and he's constantly seeing if they drop below his average CTR. His average CTR is around 5% long term. So if any video on his channel drops below 5%, so let's say that we have a video here, if the video drops below 5%, into 4.5%, he will completely change up the video. He'll test a brand new thumbnail. If that doesn't work, he'll test a brand new title. If that doesn't work, he'll test another thumbnail. And he just has a whole team built out to constantly make new thumbnails, make new titles for them to continuously A/B test. And this is getting him millions and millions of extra views every single month because he's not letting his old content die. He's using it, repackaging it, and coming at it with a new angle. And let's say that you have one of these videos that's been years since you posted it and it's just been flatlined, it's not doing anything, but you think it's a great video. What you can do, this is the one scenario where I would recommend testing a brand new title and thumbnail together. So YouTube does give you the option to test both. And if you do this, the thing is you're not trying to get like an extra 0.5% CTR. You're not trying to see just like if the video, it can be made slightly better with the actual A/B test. On the long-term videos, what you want to do is A/B test both title and thumbnail at the same time to essentially give it an entire new concept and see how the audience reacts to that. And if you do that, I can guarantee you that your videos will get way more views, and you'll be able to save videos that have flatlined and have them pop off to get hundreds of thousands of views. But A/B testing is just a small part of growing on YouTube and a very small part of hitting 100,000 subscribers. And that's exactly why I put together a completely free 6-hour YouTube course that shows you everything that you need to know in order to go from 0 to over 100,000 subscribers in 2025. We go over storytelling, titles, YouTube strategy, thumbnails, A/B testing, scripting, video editing, and monetization so that you can actually turn YouTube into your full-time career. So watch this video next where I show you what that is, how to get access, and how you can use the information inside to turn YouTube into your full-time career. Thanks and have a great day.